Another screwed up situation. Ella Pretty Bird and friends. Not only do we have moldy feed, but birds are nonstop trying to fight through the fence line that I created. And I'm praying to the above that my birds aren't going to get sick from this darn feed. So, the good part is that I didn't scoop from the bottom when I fed them this last days. This is almost empty. And all the way at the bottom, picking it up, we have mold all the way at the bottom. Okay? So the good part is that they weren't getting any moldy shots necessarily, but it was feed from the bag that has mold in it, which can cause asparagus, that stupid mold respiratory issue. Now, the way it happened, because my ridiculous self did not think about the fact, and I'm sharing this because I hope other people will learn from my mistake and avoid this with their flock and not have to go through the stress of not knowing if they may have just caused a fatal issue for their birds. Anyway, I kept my feed bags over here, not thinking anything of it. And it's been storming, and we've had a lot of thunderstorms. I didn't think about the fact that the overhang on the outside of this garage door does not keep the water away when we have severe storms, which we've had. We've had multiple tornado thunderstorms, okay, like big storms with like 24 hours plus of rain. I didn't think about the factor of flooding, of the fact that the water is going to get into here because we are on a sloped property where everything comes towards us. All the water comes towards us. So, when I scooped out food today to feed, I discovered mold at the bottom of the bag, the very bottom, because where the bags are sitting, you can see the imprint right here. It was getting wet and staying wet, okay? This one was sitting right here, and then the scratch feed was sitting right there. You can see the moisture. I have yet to inspect these bags. But here's the pickle I'm in. I have no idea if there's mold in these bags. And I'm going to have to go a little bit at a time and scoop it out and figure out if there's any mold in them. If there is mold in them, I need to find out whether or not me separating from a distance, a good amount, right? Sectioning it off, is going to be enough to protect my birds from any mold that may have created at the bottom. Now, we had these storms pretty recently. These bags are fairly new. So, the mold likely has not spread very far, but it's there. We all know what we've learned when we were younger in school about spores and all the other fun stuff. So, I don't know the level of safety here. I don't know the level of danger that my birds are in. And if this was any other month or any other time of the month, I would just say I'm throwing it out. I'm going to give it to the wild birds, whatever looks fine, and everything that has any kind of mold on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to throw it out. But regardless, I'm not risking this feed on my birds. But the issue is that we've had some fun things happening this month, and we're kind of waiting for the first to come around for payday, okay? So, this matters. Whether or not I throw out this feed bag is going to affect us greatly. Feed bags are no longer $5 to $10 now. They are now $20 to $30 for one feed bag. So, and that's not by itself. I also have to pay to get to the feed store to purchase feed at the feed store. Now I'm hoping that because feed scratch can be fermented, that the scratch will be okay because our storms were pretty recent, so that hopefully if I separate out the feed, and since it's only a couple of days, it's only like 5 days that I have left that I would need to use this, that the birds will be okay. Now, I don't know if there is a larger or lower risk when it comes to scratch grains versus cracked corn, or cracked corn versus scratch grains. I know for a fact, though, that this one's an easy one. I do know for a fact that this stuff, and the reason why you're seeing scratch grains in there is because I took back the feed bowls and threw it out as soon as I realized the mold in there. And as you can see, like, I picked everything up. My chickens, of course, are still pecking at what's on the floor. They will have been exposed to some of the feed that they got today, and the last few days, obviously, they've been eating it. But hopefully, because I always scoop off the top, they will not have been exposed to anything. I definitely have to work out a better system when it comes to my feed bags, whether it is me keeping them indoors in the house, or whether it is me just purchasing canisters for them, or whatever. I need to find a better way to go about this, because living in Texas, I'm dealing with much higher humidity levels. This is the second time that I've had mold in my feed bags since I've lived here in about 2 years now. Yeah, about 2 years almost. So we've been here for almost 2 years. And this is the second time that I've dealt with mold in the feed. And I can't have this happening again. I mean, I got lucky once. I'm praying to God I get lucky again. Last time I noticed it way before it ever got bad. And the bags were much fuller. This one is much lower, so it scares me a lot more because I was much closer to the mold. But hopefully everybody will be okay. But I need to know, is there anything that I can do to, like, I don't know, up their immune system? Is there anything that I can do to help them not get sick, since I might be catching this in advance? I don't know. I have a million questions, a couple million concerns, and I'm scared out of my mind, and I don't know what to feed my birds right now. So I got to go back to doing research. I need to post this video so that hopefully I can get some advice from some of y'all that know a lot more about the stuff than I do. And hopefully, between help in information, that's what I'm referring to, and you guys, like, maybe some of you knowing a little bit about scratch grains and how that works when it comes to 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 moisture and all that stuff. Between that and um hopefully. Sir complains a lot. Knock it off. I need the bucket. Pretty bird, I now need this bucket. You got me right behind the knee, dude. That hurt. That hurt. What are you doing? Excuse you, I'm not your mate, you goofball. Hello. Pretty Bird's in his frustrated stage now. Yeah, I know. He's looking ridiculous, isn't he, Charlie? Pretty Bird, you're embarrassing yourself. Stop it. I'm a human. I'm a human. I know I messed you up a little bit there because I raised you without any other geese, but stop it. I'm a human. I'm a human. I am still a human. I might be your mother, but I'm your adoptive mother. Come on. Go on. Go on. Go hang out with your girls. Don't do it. Ah, you gave me a nice, nasty bruise. Can you stop it? Can you stop it? Can you stop it? Are you almost done? Dude, I'm not your mate. Will you quit? Quit! I can't not use my hand because then he'll bite at my legs, but when I give him my hand, he does this stuff. Fibbert, stop it. No! Stop it! Stop it! And he knows exactly what I'll do, too. Come on. Walk, 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 walk. Walk. Yep, I'm walking. I'm walking with you, buddy. I'm going. He's taking me with him. He's trying to take me to the pool. This is what he's doing. He's literally bringing me over to the pool because that's where geese mate. And he thinks that this is an awesome idea. Let go. Let go. The reason I let him walk me over there is because I knew he wouldn't get out of the pool that quickly. It gives me a chance to get away and get me bucket I was trying to get. Hey, boys. Hey, buddies. Setting up this fence has helped to an extent. Yes, I know everything's flooded because we had a storm like 2 days ago. So, and we were completely flooded back here. So, um, it's helped in the sense that they're not killing each other, but it has not helped in a sense that the entire flock is stressed out nonstop. So with this, I now need to figure out. It doesn't smell like the rest. The thing is that I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? I need input. I need advice. Is it all too dangerous? Ah, got like almost half a bag here. This stuff would have taken us to the first easy. Anyway, frustration, frustration, frustration. I will see you guys later. If y'all have advice, please share it about feed, scratch grains. I know the feed itself, the layer feed, is not safe. That stuff, there's not enough in there. There's way too much mold. There's no way around it. That stuff is done. I'm gonna have to figure that out somehow. But to get that replaced, I figure something out. But I need to know if I discover mold in here, which I have yet to do. But if I discover mold in here, I need to know if this too is going to be considered unsafe and not usable, even if the mold is all the way at the bottom. That is my question. My question is not about if I find mold somewhere randomly in this bag, I'm not going to use it. But if the mold is very much concentrated at the very bottom of it, much like it was in a layer feed, I need to know. Or if there's any kind of fermentation that happened, because I don't know if mold grows in this kind of bag. I've never had any mold in the scratch grains, or in the corn, cracked corn. If there's been any fermentation at the bottom of the bag, does that put the rest of the bag as no longer usable for the safety of my birds? Or is it still okay to use scratch grains if some of it got wet at the bottom for a couple of days? I need to know what I need to do. Like I said, it's about the scratch grain and the cracked corn. It is not about the layer feed. I'm not using a layer feed. The layer feed is done. I'm not touching it. I've taken everything back. I've given them today, in hopes that I was fast enough that they're not gonna end up getting sick or anything. This is super frustrating, and I know I should have had something figured out by now, which makes it even more frustrating because I know it's my fault. But I'll figure out a way to prevent this from happening in the future. And like I said, I'm sharing this for two reasons. One reason is to ask for advice, and the second reason is to let you guys know about these things happening so that hopefully anybody who keeps birds themselves as well can keep this in mind, depending on what temperature you live in, that humidity and during storms, our feed has such a higher likelihood, our bird feed, and probably other food as well for other animals, but I'm just specific about bird feed right now. It has such a high likelihood of potentially fermenting and or sprouting fungus or mold. So check your feed, guys, because the sicknesses they can get from this stuff is deadly. And hopefully I caught it in time. And hopefully this helps somebody make sure their animals are safe. Anyway, and hopefully somebody knows something about this. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I got to get working here. I got to figure out if there's anything in here. I need to slowly, scoop by scoop, little bit by little bit, separate it out of the bag into other, I don't know what, and figure out if there's any fungus in these bags or any mold or any fermentation has happened in these bags. Either way, I'm not going to be using the last few inches of it regardless. Even if I don't find anything, I'll still check it. But even if I don't find anything, I'm still not going to use anything that's on the bottom just because the ground was moist over there. But I'm hoping there isn't anything that's happened yet and that this is still safe to use due to our current situation. But if it's not, then I'll figure things out. It's not the first time I've had to figure things out. So, you know, they won't go without. That's, you know, I hope that's clear. But, yeah, that's going to be it. I hope that this helps someone and that this helps me, to be honest. So, y'all have a wonderful day. I will see you guys later.